Stan Lee was not born a legend. He was born as Stan Lee on December 28, 1922, in New York City, into a poor immigrant family struggling during the Great Depression. His real name was Stanley Martin Lieber, and from a young age, he dreamed of becoming a serious writer, someone who would one day create the great American novel. Comic books were never part of that dream. In fact, they were just a job. At just 17 years old, Stan got a position at Timely Comics, the company that would eventually become Marvel Comics. His early work was far from glamorous. He filled inkwells, fetched lunch, proofread pages, and erased pencil marks from finished drawings. But even in those small tasks, he was quietly learning the rhythm of storytelling, the structure of comics, and the energy of imagination. His big break came sooner than expected. When a writer left the company, Stan was given the chance to write a short story for a comic book. Nervous that comic books might ruin his chances of becoming a serious writer, he used the pen name Stan Lee. That name would later become one of the most recognizable names in entertainment history. As years passed, Stan slowly climbed the ranks. By his early 20s, he had already become an editor. But success didn't come with happiness. For years, he felt stuck. The comic book industry at the time focused on simple, perfect heroes, characters who were flawless, predictable, and often boring. Stan grew frustrated and even considered quitting comics entirely. Then everything changed because of one simple challenge. In the early 1960s, DC Comics was dominating the market with their superhero team, the Justice League. Stan's publisher told him to create something similar to compete. But instead of copying the formula, Stan decided to do something different. With the help of artist Jack Kirby, he created a team that felt real. They argued, they made mistakes, they had personal problems. They were human. This team was called the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four wasn't just another comic, it was a revolution. For the first time, readers saw superheroes who didn't have perfect lives. They worried about money, relationships, and their own flaws. This new approach connected deeply with audiences, especially teenagers who finally saw themselves reflected in these characters. And just like that, the Marvel Universe was born. What followed was an explosion of creativity. Stan Lee, along with legendary artists like Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, introduced character after character that would become global icons. Spider-Man, the teenager struggling with responsibility. The Hulk, a symbol of uncontrollable anger. Iron Man, a genius billionaire with a damaged heart. The X-Men, representing outsiders and discrimination. These weren't just superheroes. They were stories about real human struggles, hidden behind masks and powers. Stan Lee didn't just create characters, he changed the way stories were told. He made heroes relatable. He showed that even the strongest people have weaknesses. And most importantly, he proved that imperfection is what makes a hero truly powerful. But behind the scenes, things weren't always perfect. There were controversies over credit and recognition. Artists like Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko played massive roles in shaping these characters, and debates about who deserved credit have lasted for decades. Stan became the public face of Marvel, the one giving interviews and connecting with fans, while others remained in the background. Despite this, there's no denying Stan Lee's impact. He had a unique voice, energetic, humorous, and deeply connected to his audience. He wrote directly to fans through comic book letters, calling them true believers, making them feel like part of something bigger. As Marvel grew, so did Stan's influence. He eventually moved into a publisher role and became the ambassador of Marvel, promoting the brand around the world. Even when he stepped away from writing comics regularly, he never left the spotlight. Then came another transformation. Decades later, the characters Stan helped create found new life on the big screen. The Marvel Cinematic Universe became one of the biggest film franchises in history. And Stan Lee made sure to be part of it, appearing in small cameo roles in almost every Marvel movie. Fans would wait eagerly for his appearance, sometimes just for a few seconds. But those moments became unforgettable. Seeing Stan Lee on screen felt like seeing the heart of Marvel itself. He became more than a writer. He became a symbol of imagination, creativity, and passion. A man who once thought comic books were just temporary work ended up shaping global culture for generations. Stan Lee passed away on November 12, 2018, at the age of 95. But his legacy didn't end there. Every time someone reads a comic, watches a superhero movie, or believes that ordinary people can do extraordinary things, a part of Stan Lee's vision lives on. His stories continue to inspire millions around the world, not just because of the action or the powers, but because of the humanity within them. Because in Stan Lee's world, anyone could be a hero. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from. All it takes is courage, responsibility, and the belief that even imperfect people can make a difference. And that idea, that simple, powerful idea, is what turned Stan Lee into a legend. Excelsior!